Welcome to Code Crush Coding. In this video we are going to learn about how we can make use of for loop in the list data type. So we have learnt about the list data type, and we have seen how we can add the elements in the list, how we can remove the elements in the list. So with the help of for loop we will see how we can accept the values from the user and stored in the list. So let's start with the code. So let's declare one list. So I will say name of the list as my list, and list is declared using the square bracket. So this is my list which is empty now. So I will declare another variable, let's say number, and I will ask the user to input how many elements to enter in the list, how many elements to enter in list. So we will accept this value from user, and we want this value to be integer, so we will restrict it to int data type. So I will provide entire thing in the int now. After that, so whatever the value user enters here, we need to accept that number of elements in our my list. So I will require here for loop. So let's see, for I in range. So range will be whatever value the user input. So number, whatever value here we get, we will iterate that many times. So inside this for loop we will have another variable to store the element what the user enters. So let's have one variable, let's say n equal to input enter element, enter element. So like this variable will store the value of element that user enters, and this value we will append to our list. So we have list my list dot append, and in append we will say n. So whatever the value here the user enters, we will append this value in my list. So in this way the list will get all the values, and after that let's run this first code. Let's see whether it works or not. So see, we are getting a message how many elements to enter in list. Let's say I provide a value 3 elements I want to enter, 3, enter. So enter element, let's say I provide first value as 10. So see, whatever value we have provided here, we have provided here 3, so range 3, so it will execute 3 times this block of statement. So first statement is enter element, so 10. After that it will append it to my list, then again it will ask enter element, so I will say here 20. Third time it will ask I provide a value 30. After that it should not ask because we have entered the 3 elements. So see, we are getting a process finished. So our code is working fine now, but we want to print the list also, right? So what we can do here, we will print one message, print list is. So list is, and we will have another for loop, for I in range, or we can, instead of using the range function, we can directly say now for I in my list. So entire values of list will be printed. So print I, and to get all the elements on single line we will say end space. Let's save this. So how many elements to enter in list? Let's say we say 5, and values as 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. See, list is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So in this way you can accept the list from the user with the help of for loop. Now in similar way, what we can do, now we have this list, right? We have received the list, and if some value we want to remove, let's say I want to remove some value from this list, so we can directly add your message. Let's say another variable, let's say I say it as remove equal to input enter index to remove. So we will provide a value, which value we want to remove. We need to provide the index of that value, and after we remove we need to say a mylist dot. So and inside this we will have the method remove, and that particular value we need to remove. So I will paste it here, and I will again print list is. So I will copy this statement. So let's run this code now. We have done many things in this code now. So how many elements to enter? Let's say I say 4. So 10, 20, 30, 40. So list is 10, 20, 30, 40. So enter index to remove. Let's say I want to remove this 20 value from this list. Now, so this is the first position, right? Because this is the 0th position. So this is first position. So I want to remove from the first position. So what we are getting here, it says line 12 list.remove x not in list. Okay, so here we need to provide the value because in position it's not taking. Let's try it that way. So how many? 4. So enter element 10, 20, 30, 40 and enter index to remove. Let's say I want to remove this 20. So if I provide the value as 20 now, so see we are getting here 10, 30 and 40 updated list we are getting. So here one correction is that, so this function remove takes the value. So here we can update the message as enter value to remove. So sometimes you get the corrections from the error that we get, because we have seen that error which says that value was not present. So it actually takes the value, not the index position. So that's how you can make use of for loops in practical implementations. So that's it in this video. We will cover another topics in next video. Thank you for watching.